everyone, I'm Jade and this is Richard. He is the Spartan Life Coach on YouTube, so you can go and check him out after you watch this video. And Richard is here to tell us something that we really need to know about body language.
What I do is I tend to teach people a lot about state management. State management is how you feel on a moment-to-moment basis at an emotional and psychological level, and the fastest way to alter your state and control it so that if you want to feel good, you can feel good. If you're not feeling confident, you can make yourself feel more confident. The fastest way to do that is through controlling your physiology, through actually controlling your body language. We tend to think that we just go into an emotional state and then it's manifested in the body. But actually, where the body goes, the mind will follow. So if you force yourself into certain physical postures, then your emotional and psychological state will change as well.
Okay, so we're really powerful to change the way we feel just by changing our bodies.
Massively.
Most of us just never, ever think about that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's get started. Richard, what do we need to know about changing the way we feel through body language?
Okay, I think the most important thing to realize is that we've got, as you said, a lot more power and a lot more control than we usually realize moment to moment. Habitually, people out there in the world, maybe people watching this, you wouldn't think that you're in control of your emotional states. We tend to talk and think about our emotional states as if they're just something that happened to us. But literally from a moment to moment perspective, you can start to take hold of your body, move it in new directions, and you will feel new things. That's very powerful. Not only will you feel new things, but if you're in rapport with somebody, if you start to feel it, they'll feel it as well.
What does rapport mean?
Rapport is where you have a sense of connection with the other person. You feel like on the, perhaps at some key core level, you match. And you're like, I like this person.
You just know it straight away.
You just know it straight away. Often if you've gone into rapport with somebody, you'll find yourself, or the other person will say, I don't know why, but I feel like I can trust you. I've never told anybody else this stuff before I'm telling you, or I feel like I've known you for ages. That's rapport. It's like a warm, connected feeling that we have with another human being. Once you've established that rapport, the kind of work I do with people is like coaching and therapy work, is I establish rapport, work out what state they're in, work out what state they need, and then I go there. So if they're depressed and they need to feel some optimism and some hope, then I need to go there first. If they're really locked in, really stressed out and anxious, maybe they need to have some humor injected into the situation. That's where I'll go first. But it starts with the body. It starts all with your body language. People doing this, there's loads of stuff you can do that at an immediate level that will start to impact how you feel. Just a simple thing like straightening your spine as you're sat. A lot of us, I'm terrible for this. I have a habit for slumping and I'll just slump forward and then I'll think, no, straition up. And
I think computer jobs definitely bring this kind of
a thing. This is not we don't know.
It's not a nice human pose, is it?
No, this is not good. You will not. This will sort of like bring your chin down to your chest, and then you'll start talking out of your nose, and then you'll be, like a lot of like the classic nerd voice, as they're tapping away like this. It's not. You need to be bringing some the energy of your voice down a little bit into your chest. You should have a little bit of a chest rumble. Try and bring it down if you can, because that will give you more power when you're speaking to people. If you're the type of person who speaks and people don't listen and you have to repeat yourself 2 or 3 times, train with Jade on your voice. You can actually work your voice, change the quality of your voice, the volume, the pace, the words you're using. Physical expressions are important.
I think it depends where you're from, because I'm from South London. Everybody, for some reason, I can't suddenly do the accent. I can't suddenly do the accent in South London. Everyone speaks like in the back,
up
in the back,
up here,
so back of the throat, or
it's
something.
Lovely. It's so attractive. I love it. Yeah, it's right there, isn't it?
But maybe Liverpool is something a bit
in the nose.
Nasal. Yes, Liverpool is nasal. Yeah,
it's often.
But actually, we do want to bring it down into the chest. Yeah.
If you get a lot of clients from North America, some states, they have a very bad habit of speaking out of their nose, and it's not a powerful place to come from. Scousers, it depends where in Liverpool they're coming from, but like they can talk out the back of the throat, and that has it's I quite like it, but for some people it sounds a bit intimidating.
I think that's the thing. Some of these accents are nice, and they can, not the South London ones. Sorry, I'm from there, but I don't know. Some of these accents are nice and that we like the way they sound, but they're not the powerful kind of voice.
No, and it could be very off-putting for some people. I would have a different impact if I said, "Hello, my name's Richard Grant and I'm going to teach you in NLP today," than if I said, "Hello, my name's Richie and I'm going to teach you in NLP today." But as soon as I do that, you'll notice all accents, they have a physiology that goes with them.
The face changed.
The face changes. Yeah. The Glaswegian accent, you can't do that unless you speak out the side of your mouth.
Yeah.
You have to go that way. So it's all locked in with your body and all change the way you feel, and it changes the impact you have on the other person as well. But as you sat there, if you want to take this to a raw physical level, there's things you can just do with your face. If you take hold of your own eyebrows, I'm not going to make you do this because it's a bit daft.
I don't mind if it looks bad.
Okay.
Stupid thing.
You take hold of you take your middle finger and your forefinger and you pull it against your eyebrows. You basically give yourself a little Botox and you roll your eyes up to the ceiling. Just by doing that alone, if you want to instantly change your state and learn about how your physiology impacts your state, do that. Roll your eyeballs up to the ceiling. If you want to take it a step further, there's a trick I learned when I was doing Aikido when I was a kid. They used to make us do Japanese chanting. And one of the chants they'd make us do is zoo, like that. Saying it through your throat.
Sorry, do you have to move your hand as well?
You don't, no, you don't have to move your hand. Zoo, like that.
Zoo.
Zoo. And if you actually go zoo, zoo, and chant it over and over again, you'll start to notice that has an impact on you psychologically and emotionally. As does this, raising your eyes straight up to the ceiling.
But how does that make you feel when you do that? What does that do?
A lot of this is de-stressing. And the reason for that is you're basically going in the opposite direction of what people do in their anxious states. So it's when you want to access the state of anxiety or depression, usually you'll have to furrow your forehead and you'll have to look down. The eyes will have to close up a little bit and the chest will have to close over and you'll have to breathe more slowly. If it's depression, for anxiety, you need short, quick breaths. If you want to get good at doing anxiety, you need to be breathing up here.
But why would someone want to
get good at anxiety?
Yeah,
that's called a reframe in NLP. So in NLP, when somebody says the classical NLP coaching would be if you came to me as a client and said, I feel depressed. Instead of me saying, why do you feel depressed? Which then gets you into the story of this is why I'm depressed, which justifies the depression. NLP is supposed to ask, how do you do that? So it changes the frame. Instead of just thinking, I'm at the mercy of my emotions.
I have no choice. I am depressed. Yeah.
Exactly.
Not like I can choose to be depressed or I can choose to be anxious by allowing that in my body. Okay.
Yeah. And it forces us to think, and then in terms of, well, what are we doing? Well, one of the things that we're probably doing to access depression is furrowing the brows, looking down into the left or down into the right, going deeply into our internal experience and asking ourselves really bad questions like, why does my life suck? That will lead to a state of depression.
This is the hard thing though, when someone feels depressed, they just want to like stay in bed and not do things like get up and go for a walk or they don't sometimes want to brush their teeth or something. So how
would this work for that?
It's up to them, basically. You can try it.
It depends on the state of depression. If it's a very intense depression, then you're going to have to do more therapeutic work. If it's a milder level of depression that comes about through habit, a lot of people are depressed through habit, then you need to break that habit. And the fastest way to do that is through the physiology. The fastest way to do that would be to start moving your body in a different way. This thing of grabbing hold of your own eyebrows, as dumb as it looks, putting your eyes up to the ceiling and then forcing a smile. Your brain releases endorphins as soon as you raise the corners of your mouth because it thinks, oh, we're happy. Oh, let's release some happy chemicals. And you go like this, or you go zoo.
Zoo.
And you actually start to move your body differently. You can actually change the way. I had a thing the other day where I was feeling a bit down. So I ran around the house like this, going, I am a warrior king.
Yeah.
I'm a warrior king. And I was like, you are so silly. But it stopped the depression. It started to change the way I was feeling. There's a lot of people nowadays who've realized that we need to break the patterns. There's all kinds of silly things you can do that just break the pattern.
I don't think it matters if something is silly if it works.
Absolutely. Richard Bandler, the founder of NLP, he said that seriousness locks our problems in place. So if you can get a client to laugh or you can get yourself to laugh, it actually gives you options in terms of how you feel. Now, that's not like a cure-all for depression right there. But if you are a habitual depressive states, moving your body like this, and you actually started to break it up, either by using the chant either by using the thing with your eyebrows, or if you want something really powerful, then walk around the room going, "I'm a warrior king." And it's really hard to access depression.
I have a question about that, because when people start paying attention to their body language
Mm-hmm.
and start to walk taller and things like that, often
Mm-hmm.
they feel like frauds.
Mm-hmm.
Like they feel, I'm weird. Can you explain why it feels so wrong to suddenly do something which objectively looks better?
It feels wrong because of habit. The feeling of fraudulence can be related to other deeper issues that are going on. Like if somebody had a little bit of avoidant personality disorder, or they've got complex PTSD, then shame and guilt is like really, really easy to bring up.
Okay, so they feel guilty because of other stuff.
Yeah,
not because,
yeah, and they'll go, "Oh, this feels silly," and now they feel like they're an overreaction of being washed over with shame. But what I always tell people is, like, with this kind of thing, I take a very sort of a muscular approach to it. It's like strength training, but for your emotions. So, it could hurt at first. It could be uncomfortable. Like if you just jump up and went, "I'm a warrior king," and you've never done that before, you'd be like, "Oh, I'm not a warrior king. I feel silly." But if you keep doing it, your body will work it out. If I asked you to drop right now and do 10 push-ups, some of you will go, "That's really easy." Some people watching this will be like, "No way. It would kill you to do it." And it works the same way. Muscle fiber builds up over time with use. And in a very similar way in your brain, neural pathways are created and they strengthen and thicken over time with use. Similarly, they die if they're not used. If you stop using your strategy for depression, it will die off. If you start using a strategy that says, "I'm going to take hold of my physiology, put myself into states of excitement and optimism and whatever else," then that will strengthen over time. And after a couple of weeks, you won't feel silly.
What do you think is a good state just for a daily basis? Maybe not, we don't want to be a warrior king today, but something in between.
Somewhere in between. A good, sane state would be one of, I would say, peaceful, centered awareness. Everybody should be a warrior king 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay.
But every day we should be in that Zen-like state of peaceful, centered awareness. And this goes back, they were talking about physiology impacting emotional states back in Taoism, Confucianism, when they wrote the I Ching. They said a few of the things that are really important is to have your back straight and unsupported. So you're sitting very well. I'm slouched. You're sitting well. This is the right way to sit, supporting your own body.
But you can't actually use the chair properly when you sit like this.
No.
It's fake sitting.
It's fake sitting. So fake sit, and have your back straight. Look at your breathing. Try and breathe a little bit deeper, and then focus on something with your eyes, and let your eyes just keep still. Let them defocus, and then just focus on whatever you can see, whatever you can hear. Allow your thoughts to slow down, and eventually you'll get into a nice, calm, centered, peaceful state. And that is one that everybody should be practicing pretty much all the time.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's so much you told us there. But just to summarize then, you can change the way you feel at the level of body language, and you can switch into some really energetic moods or Zen-like moods, or you can be a warrior king.
You can be a warrior king anytime you want.
So you can go and check out Richard's channel right now. We spoke about a lot of things that might be new for you, but on Richard's channel, everything will be explained there. So thank you all for watching, and come join us, and me, mainly me. Come and join me again soon. Bye.